Welcome to KANA ASTRA live test number 80. இன்னைக்கு botany test 16. Syllabus is photosynthesis in higher plants. Link share பண்ணியாச்சு. லிங்க் யூஸ் பண்ணி எல்லாரும் ஜாயின் பண்ணுங்க. ஜாயின் பண்ணதும் பேர் எல்லாரும் ரீநேம் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. One minute வெயிட் பண்ணலாம். ஜாயின் பண்ணவங்களாம் ரீநேம் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. Okay, first question குள்ள போலாம். Question number 1. Production of NADPH in a chloroplast takes place during cyclic photophosphorylation, non-cyclic or series photophosphorylation or substrate level photophosphorylation. $20. Overall answer பண்ணணும். Answer option A, cyclic photophosphorylation. Gia and Sylvie correct answer பண்ணிருக்காங்க. Okay, question number 2. Assertion the efficiency of C4 is more than those of C3 plants. Reason is because C4 are more efficient in picking CO2. Overall answer பண்ணணும். 15 seconds. Both are correct and R is the correct explanation. Ranjit has answered the fastest. Question 3. Van Niel's experiments with purple sulfur bacteria demonstrated that $15 seconds தான் இருக்கு. B is the answer. Oxygen released in photosynthesis comes from water, not CO2. Cami has answered the fastest. Okay, question number 4. Which of the following is the primary role of accessory pigments in photosynthesis? $15 seconds தான் இருக்கு. Overall answer பண்ணணும். Option C is the answer. Ranjit has answered the fastest. Okay, question number 5. The difference in the development of proton gradient in photosynthesis and respiration. Photosynthesis and respiration rendly mein proton gradient is being created. What is the difference? No overall answer, Pranav. 10 seconds. Okay. Option C is the answer. He has answered the fastest. Question number 6. Non-cyclic photophosphorylation involves PS2, PS1, PS1 and 2, PS1 and LHC. Overall the answer panla. Okay. Option C is the answer, both PS1 and 2. Cami has answered the fastest. Okay. Question number 7. Which of the following would you expect to see as products of the dark reaction of photosynthesis? Products of dark reaction. Option D is the correct answer. Dark reaction. Ranjit Natuna correct answer. Okay, question number 8. In a chloroplast, the highest number of protons are found in lumen, intermembrane space, antenna complex, or stroma. Highest number of protons. Lumen of thylakoid is your answer. And Ranjit has answered the fastest. Okay, question number 9. Which of the following plants are grown in greenhouse by exploiting a fact that higher CO2 leads more productivity? Tomato is the answer. Tomatoes. Ranjit has answered the fastest again. Question number 10. PS2 and NADP reductase enzyme are 20 seconds. Option B, absent on stoma lamella membrane. Again, Ranjit correct answer. Okay, question number 11. Mark the step of Calvin cycle during which carbohydrate is formed at the expense of photochemically made ATP and NADPH. Overall answer panna. Reduction is your answer. He has answered the fastest. Question number 12. Mark the incorrect statement with regard to C4 plants. They have a special type of leaf anatomy. They can tolerate higher temperatures, lack a wasteful process called photorespiration, show low productivity and minimum yield as compared to C3 plants. Incorrect statement. Overall the answer panna. Option D, they show low productivity and minimum yield as compared to C3 is your incorrect statement. Okay, Ranjit has answered the fastest. Question number 13. Which of the following processes in Calvin cycle is directly driven by ATP and ADPH produced in the light dependent reactions? $15. Reduction of 3-phosphoglycerate is your answer. And Tia has answered the fastest. Question 14. In the photorespiratory pathway, 1. There is no synthesis of sugar. 2. There is release of carbon dioxide with utilization of ATP. 3. ATP is synthesized but NADPH is not synthesized. How many of these are correct? $10. Overall the answer panna. Okay. Option A, only 1 and 2 are correct. Tia has answered the fastest. Moving on to the next question. Match the column 1 with column 2. Column 1 like Calvin cycle initial carboxylation, primary CO2 acceptor and primary CO2 fixation product. Column 2 like bundle sheet cells, mesophyll cells, RUBP, PEP, PGA and OAA. So in the step or corresponding location or the enzyme involved or match panna. $10 தான் இருக்கு. Time is up. Option B is your answer. ரெண்டு பேர் தான் ஆன்சர் பண்ணியிருக்கீங்க. ரஞ்சித் மட்டும் தான் கரெக்ட் ஆன்சர் பண்ணியிருக்கீங்க. Okay, question number 16. In the 1930s, Van Niel correctly hypothesized that oxygen released in photosynthesis by green plants comes from a direct question. Overall the answer panna. Option B, water is your answer. Tia has answered the fastest. Question 17. Consider the given statements, stating them true or false. $15. Overall answer பண்ணணும். Option A, and B are true, C is false. Ranjit has answered the fastest. Question number 18. PS2 is not found. PS2 is not involved in PS2 is not involved. ஒரு ஆள் தான் இன்னும் ஆன்சர் பண்ணல. Option B, cyclic photophosphorylation, the PS2 is not involved. Okay, Shami has answered the fastest. Question 19. Which of the following is the characteristic of PS1? Characteristic of PS1. Twenty seconds. Overall answer பண்ணலாம். D is your answer. PS1. Kia has answered the fastest. Question number 20. Which statement describes the functioning of photosystem 2? Photosystem 2 எது கரெக்டா ட்ரை பண்ணுங்க. Fifteen seconds. ஒரு ஆள் ஆன்சர் பண்ணல. Option D is the answer. Kia has answered the fastest. Okay, question 21. At any point, the rate of photosynthesis is determined by the factor which is available at dash levels. Optimal, higher than required, suboptimal, or won't depend on the levels. Ten seconds தான் இருக்கு. இன்னும் ஒரு ஆள் ஆன்சர் பண்ணணும். Option C is the correct answer. Shami மட்டும் தான் கரெக்ட் ஆன்சர் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. Okay, question number 22. Assertion and reason. Assertion: at any point, the rate of photosynthesis will be determined by the factor available at suboptimal levels. Reason is, during photosynthesis, usually one factor affecting CO2 fixation is the major cause that limits its rate. இன்னும் ஒரு ஆள் தான் ஆன்சர் பண்ணல. ஒரு ஆள் ஆன்சர் பண்ணணும். ஒரு ஆள் ஆன்சர் பண்ணணும். Option A is the answer. Both are correct, and it's the correct reason. Kia has answered the fastest. Okay, question number 23. Which of the following statements accurately describes the relationship between photosynthesis and cellular respiration? 15 seconds. Overall தான் ஆன்சர் பண்ணோம். ஆப்ஷன் பி இஸ் தி ஆன்சர். ஏ மட்டும்தான் கரெக்ட் ஆன்சர் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. Okay, question 24, second last question for today. A plant is growing in an open field during a hot summer day. Which of the following limiting factor will have the greatest effect on photosynthesis carried out by this plant? Limiting factor. Open field during a hot summer day. What will be the limiting factor? No, ஒரு ஆள் ஆன்சர் பண்ணல. Limiting factor will be carbon dioxide concentration. Okay, Ranjit மட்டும்தான் correct answer. Last question for today. Ready ஆருங்க? Last question for today. The step of regeneration of phosphenol pyruvate during C4 occurs in டைரக்டான ஒரு கொஸ்டின். ஒரு ஆள் தான் ஆன்சர் பண்ணல. ஒரு ஆள் ஆன்சர் பண்ணோம். Regeneration step happens in the mesophyll cells. And Shami has answered the fastest. Okay, இன்னைக்கு the quiz oda winner is Ranjit. Thanks for participating. திருப்பி அடுத்த டெஸ்ட்ல பார்ப்போம். Thank you.